He's going to not only colleges, but high schools. High schools, young cat.
But I want you to listen. Racism doesn't exist. Obviously, I'm lying.
You won't see no coming down my eyes. I hold it in. I don't wanna cry. What you see when you look in my eyes is the truth, and there's no lie.
In here to understand, I am not talking about you. I'm talking about the youngsters, breath smelling like Similac went behind the ears. Those people. And I mean that affectionately to you youngsters. I want you to hear me and hear me good. Because I'm going to pause. And I'm going to alarm you with what I'm about to say. But I want you to listen. Racism doesn't exist. Obviously, I'm lying. Of course it does exist. Not for you. See, you don't have to go to the back of the bus. You're not denied the opportunity to eat a
Shit, Stephen A. You was on the roll, man. Shit.
I mean, it made us feel like a criminal. It made us feel like that we was breaking the law, and we wasn't.
30-year-old Terrence Dickerson is a chef, a recording artist, and a father of two. Dickerson says on Saturday he made reservations for 30 of his closest friends and family members to attend his birthday dinner and celebration. The party was held at the Blue Sky Grill in Richmond Heights, and Terrence says what was supposed to be a night of joy and celebration turned into a night of humiliation and turmoil.
People that wanted to go in there and get served and have a good time, a birthday celebration, and they didn't treat us like that. They treated us like, we didn't supposed to be there.
About 8:20 p.m., we got a call for a possible disturbance involving 30 people at the Blue Sky Grill.
I mean, to be fair, man, it's an isolated incident, man. It's isolated. I mean, just one incident, right?
Emotional and at times in tears, these Illinois families say they were targeted at this Buffalo Wild Wings because they're black.
I was appalled. I was astonished.
Justin Vale and his family had just asked for a table for 18 to spend some time with friends after a birthday party.
The host asked what race we were. I asked him why that mattered, and he said because we have a regular customer who is a racist and that he does not want to be seated around black people.
The group says they were then told their seats were reserved and they'd have to move. They ended up leaving the restaurant. That incident last week sparking outrage after Justin's wife shared the story on Facebook along with this photo of the man they say wanted them to move.
You look at these boys, and they're all different. And they need to know that's okay.
And they're telling me my son can't eat here because there's no athletic wear. He's not. And it's kids out there with tennis shoes on. I don't understand what the problem is.
Who told you that?
There's a guy out there. And we came back here and talked to him twice. And he told me my kid cannot eat here because he has no athletic wear. But it's...
Unfortunately, that's my boss, so...
Okay, can you tell him to come out here and tell me that?
Did he not already tell you this?
No, but I might have him tell me again.
Boy got athletic shorts on and some shoes on. It's the same.
So unfortunately, we do have a dress code. If you have some non-athletic shorts.
But that white kid out there can eat here with his tennis shoes on and his athletic shirt.
So we allow tennis shoes, but not athletic shorts and t-shirts.
He has one. You telling me that's not an athletic shirt?
Sorry, I would love for you to be able to come back.
Yet the latter are denied entry at the door.
This is my city.
Which brings us to Atlanta Hawks legend Dominique Wilkins. Wilkins is bar none the greatest basketball player in Atlanta Hawks history. He was inducted because of his pristine accomplishments in 2006. His jersey number was retired by the franchise. He is simply hoops royalty. Still, Wilkins, a black man in America, cannot escape the racism places of business enable in this country. It was all set off by a single tweet. In my years in the world, I've eaten at some of the greatest restaurants in the world, but never have I felt prejudice or been turned away because of the color of my skin until today in Atlanta. He ats the restaurant and puts the hashtag turned away because I'm black.
Okay. Jesus, I get it. Okay? Now y'all just piling on now. Let's just keep on going. Cause you know what I'm saying? Like, let's just keep on going.
Or to enter nightclubs, or to patronize businesses. You have the right to vote. You're not being lynched. You're not being hung.
Damn it, Stephen A. Damn it. I can't help you with this one, bro. I can't.
I'm Lennon. I said they. Who were they and what you talking about? He was like, they found him dead. They say he hung himself. He committed suicide. He wouldn't do nothing like that. I just saw him a couple weeks ago. That wasn't on his mind. And I couldn't imagine what was going on through her mind when she had to go out there and see him like that. And then they tell her she don't know what she talking about. He did this to himself. And you gonna force feed a lie to my whole entire family and make us think we're crazy. It looked like, honestly, it looked like it was a display, like it was a message. Like it was a back in the day lynching. Like that's how it made me feel. That's how it made me feel.
You're not going through the trials and tribulations your ancestors, recent and far beyond recent, endured so you can sit here today. You're older. You know I'm not talking about you. But youngsters, nobody's trying to hear that.
Are you stupid or something?
You need to understand that white folks got problems too.
No, Stephen A. What are you doing? We trying to be fair over here. We the people are very fair people. But this is just too easy. What are you talking about? What is he talking about?
Some of them can't pay their bills. Some of them are struggling. Some of them are being denied opportunities. And you need to understand that, because when people are going through their own problems, they are not going to lament what your trials and tribulations are.
Hey, Rach, what's up? You know, we've been around with you. We've been staying down with you. You know, got a lot of love for you. But this ain't looking too good. You know what I mean? This ain't looking too good. I've been said fuck ESPN a long time ago. That's why I don't work for them. That's why you already know how it went down with me.
Yeah, that's right. You tell him, Jack. Hey, you tell him, Jack. See, Jack, just for that. Just for you, man. At least we got one person on the internet that's real. Jack a real nigga, man.
And see next morning. We all ramble. We say things when we frustrated, and you know, Rachel did deserve that job. It's just plain and simple. I talked to Rachel, and I know a lot of things she was saying out of frustration because ESPN put her in a bad position, and they even put Maria in a position of trying to give Maria a sympathy job. They was trying to make themselves.
Because the mentality is that the obstacles that once existed are no longer those obstacles. The fact that there's a proverbial glass ceiling, and there's favoritism and nepotism and all of these other isms that are taking place, that applies to them too. So if they're going through that, how could they possibly be sensitive to your trials and tribulations? It doesn't mean that you don't go through it from time to time. It doesn't mean that you don't have those experiences. It means that we will not allow you to use it as an excuse.
You know what? I actually agree with that. You made a very good point about that. I can't lie. You made a very good point about that. You can't be, you know what I'm saying? You can't be pulling a race card all willy-nilly like that. I feel you, Stephen A. I agree.
The biggest reason of all. Let's just call it what it is. LeBron James doesn't want to say it, so I'll say it for him. African-American players are held to a different standard. The reality is that in the sport of football and basketball, you're expected to be appreciative of your position. How dare you take the bull by the horn and take control of your own future? If you do so, you are labeled disloyal and what have you. And we're usually talking about African-American players when they go that route, because you're talking about individuals who, by and large, come from impoverished backgrounds. And as a result, people believe that because of the privileged position that they're in, it ain't their talents, it ain't their greatness, it's the privilege that they had of being lucky and fortunate enough to be in these situations to make this amount of money. They should therefore recognize the level of appreciation that they should have and act accordingly. Black players are held to a different standard, and on far too many occasions, anytime they do something that deviates from what we're accustomed to seeing as it pertains to institutional control, and they exhibit a maverick kind of tendency, and they step out and step forward and remind the world that they've earned the right to make their own decisions and what have you, we sit up there and we label them in a different way. Now, this is entirely different with Kevin Durant.
Maybe that wasn't a good example.
Here's the thing that really rakes my nerve about this, and I'm going to get into this a little bit later on in the show. You know, Jason Kidd is gone, so we see some of these black coaches that are in the league right now. Tyronn Lue, he's in a world of trouble. Doc Rivers, everybody believes this is his last year. Nate McMillan's in Indiana. That's all right. Bickerstaff's an interim. He's got the interim tag. We don't know about the future of Alvin Gentry. And Dwayne Casey is doing his thing in Toronto. So basically, it is entirely plausible that before this season is over, or at the very least by the end of this season, there may only be 2 black coaches in the National Basketball Association that's over 70% black. Now, how the hell?
I mean, to be completely objective, I mean, he does have a point. But you did kind of say, like, okay, cool, it's only 2 clips. As a matter of fact, let's give him a bit of it out, man. Continue, Stephen A.
Because you've got these analytics dudes, you understand, that are parading over, patrolling over the sport. And I'm not knocking them, because I believe, even though I get on you about the numbers, Max, they have its place. And I'm not trying to say that it doesn't. But the fact
okay, General, just calm down. Damn, bro. You already got your wife already, man. You trying to impress people on the show? Who you trying to impress?
Fact of the matter is this. I'm going to say it. I'm going to go there. I'm going to say this. Ain't too many brothers rolling up at MIT.
What does that even mean?
I don't know.
You know, you got basketball. They know numbers because Pat Riley was utilizing numbers and analytics in the 90s. All right, Jimmy Jackson and others told me that. But what you have is a situation where the owners, Molly, Max, Jalen, you have an abundance of white owners, because there's only Michael Jordan, and he has Steve Clifford in Charlotte, and we need to discuss that some other day because he's up and down. But the bottom line is you have a situation where you have a vast majority of white owners. They know numbers. And if you get somebody in front of them that knows numbers, you gravitate to them. And who do they hire? Their boys. And very, very rarely are they African Americans. So I would like the commissioner, Adam Silver, the players themselves, who speak about every other damn issue.
But you just told the players not to. You just told the players not to.
So if they're going through that, how could they possibly be sensitive to your trials and tribulations? It doesn't mean that you don't go through it from time to time. It doesn't mean that you don't have those experiences. It means that we will not allow you to use it as an excuse. Along with folks like myself and others in the media to pay attention to what the hell is going on, I'm going to repeat. By the end of this season, it is entirely plausible that only Dwayne Casey and Nate McMillan will be African-American coaches in the National Basketball Association. Because long before you get to anybody white, Hispanic, or anything else, you got your own brothers and sisters of an older generation that's going to look at you and say, what the hell are you complaining about handling? I know that's how it's going to be in my home. Got time for excuses. This is the real world. And you better understand it, and you better grasp it. Why are ethics so important? Because it's about dollars. We don't want to admit it. We don't want to acknowledge it. We don't want to embrace it, but it's reality.
Don't you dare applaud that. Shit. Hey man, somebody tell Kwame, look Kwame, my bad man. We're gonna need more than one part of this shit. It's just only the first video. Stay tuned for part 2, man. Until then, Ty B. Cholin out.